Hi students, this is Joe. Welcome to my learning portal. Okay, with this video, I'll be going through a server-side programming using PHP and MySQL. We have your learning material. You can go to the Polymore and go to my module, Mobile Application Development, click Learning Resources, Lecture, and go to Chapter 6. Okay, so here I have uploaded Chapter 6 reference materials. Later on, we'll be using that to download and edit some files to run your server-side script. And this is your Chapter 6 slides. Okay, so let's get started off with clicking these lecture slides here. Okay, let's open it up. Okay, so here are our today learning objectives. Today, we learn how to prepare environments and set up a web server, PHP and MySQL database. And we learn how to manage PHP and MySQL database to insert data, display data, update data, and delete data. Here's our outline. So we start off with introductions, prepare the environment, and we learn how to write our first PHP code. And we learn how to write PHP and write the HTML. And we also learn how to write a PHP inside the HTML. Okay, and we'll learn how to set up a MySQL database, and we'll also learn how to manage PHP and MySQL to insert data, display, change, and delete data. Okay, let's start off with introductions. What is server-side programming and why? Okay, a server-side programming is a programming that resides in the server, where a client such as a mobile device or your PC can send a request so that the client side can receive the response back from the server, okay, running on the server-side programming such as PHP, Perl, Ruby on Rails, etc. Okay, but for today's videos, I'll focus on the PHP server-side scripting. So what is PHP? PHP stands for Hypertext Preprocessor, which is a widely used open source general purpose scripting language for web development, and that can be embedded into a HTML. Okay, next, what is MySQL? MySQL is a freely open source relational database management system. Okay, short RDS, okay, or RDMS. Okay, so today we require Apache Web Server to run our PHP to manage the MySQL database. Okay, so take note, PHP is a scripting language that run on many of the internet sites. Give you example, Wikipedia. Okay, let's prepare our learning environments. Okay, so first you need to download the XMPP control panel, and followed by you need the text editor called Notepad++. Okay. XAMPP stands for X platforms, Apache, MySQL, PHP, and Perl. So that means when you download the XAMPP comes with all these services. Okay, Apache for web service, MySQL for database, PHP and Perl for the server-side scripting. Okay, this is where you can download your XAMPP. Okay, so I've already showed you here where you can download your XAMPP. This is a XAMPP website, so you can download the Windows versions, or if you have Macs, you can download the Mac versions or Linux versions. Okay, so basically for our lecture, we are using a version 7 of XAMPP. Okay, maybe now latest version is 7.1. You can download it to your computer and install. Okay, after you have downloaded the XAMPP and install, your XAMPP will be installed inside the C drive. Of course, you can give it to the different drive like D drive or E drive. Okay, but if you don't do anything or don't make any changes, it will install inside the C drive, inside the XAMPP folder. So you have to take notes. Okay, next, after you have installed the XAMPP successfully, you can start your Apache and MySQL database server by just clicking, simply click Start buttons here. If your Apache MySQL haven't installed, you can just click onto these services. Now you see the cross, you can just click and click. and it will install, and you have to start manually here. Okay, so let me show you mine. So after you have installed, you just call from your search bar. Okay, this is my XAMPP control panel. Okay, so my XAMPP control panel is already started off with Apache MySQL. There you can see I'm running on the port 410 and 444. Okay, and this is my SQL port number. Okay, do take note if you already have installed like a VMware or Skype, okay, which uses port 80, which is a default port for the web services, your Apache may not be able to start. Okay, for that case, you have to change like mine. So I'm using port 10s in my setup. Okay, let's say example, if you don't have any like VMware or the other web services, you can use port 80. Okay, so yeah, so but I'll show you how to change the port number. So you can follow mine. Okay, so to change the port number, just click config, go to Apache HTTP config here. Okay, so this is the notepad here. Okay, so you have to scroll down a little bit. Okay, here your original listening port should be port 80. So for my case, I'm changing it to port 10. Okay, and there's another port to change here. So all the way scroll down to the server name, then please change the 80 to 10. Okay, next go to config and HTTP SSL configuration, and there you have to change the port listening from 443 to 444. Okay, so I have changed mine to 444. It's okay. Okay, so let's say if you already make the changes, you have to like stop the service again and start the service. If you don't start, the port, the newly changed port will not get affected. Okay, so make sure you have to stop and start. Okay, so how to check my what server is running? It's very simple. Just go to your web browser. You can just simply type localhost. Okay, do take note. Previously, right, I changed to port 10, so I have to use this semicolon and 10. Enter. So now you can see the XAMPP with Apache MySQL. Now we call it Maria. It's the same as MySQL, PHP, and Perl here. Okay. So let's say if you never change a port, let's say if you stick to port 80, you don't need 10. So you can just simply go to localhost. Then you don't even need dashboard. Dashboard is the default folder. So you just type localhost, enter. Okay. So for my case, I don't have the port 80 defined, so that's why you don't see anything here. Okay. Again, to take note about the port services. Okay. Okay. Next, let's bring back to these slides. Okay, so as I show you, when you type localhost on your browser, it will appear the XAMPP welcome screen. Okay. Okay, next, you can install your Notepad++ code editor from this URL website and download the latest versions. Basically, your Notepad in your Windows operating system can be used, but if you have this Notepad++, sometimes it will be useful. It will show you with some colors or some nice GUI to do your coding. Yeah. Let's start off with our first PHP code. First, you got to create a folder called PHP1 under C drive XAMPP's htdocs folder. So do take note, okay, in the future, if you want to create any web services or create any web server, you have to put under htdocs. Okay, here, let me show you. I have created a folder called PHP1 under C drive XAMPP htdocs. Okay, if you're using Mac versions, you also have to follow the file structures. It must be saved inside the XAMPP htdocs. Okay, there we go. Okay, first, you have created a folder. Next, you have to open this Notepad++. So simply, you can just use a search window bar here. You can just type Notepad++ after you have installed the program. So here I have already opened. Okay, here you can click new to create a new PHP file. Okay, And then after you have created, you can go to save as. Then you just go to the PHP one and then save your file as PHP one. Okay, do take note, when you do a saving, you must put .php. Okay, so very important. So just click. You see, I've already created. You want to okay, so it brought me that. Okay, you want to replace? Yes, just replace. It's already open. So that means it says I already opened. You're not allowed to open one more time. If you're newly created, it's fine. Okay, so let's type our first program called PHP and PHP info. Okay, so to get started with PHP, so I have to type the tag first and then question mark PHP. Okay, so next PHP info. So see here, okay, let's end with a semicolon. Take note. Then next, question mark and close tag. And then make sure you have to save your PHP file. Okay, so after you have saved, to check your PHP whether running or not, okay, so what you do is that you just go to the browser, type localhost. Take note, I'm using port number 10, so I have to type semicolon 10 slash. Since I put my lesson 1 under PHP 1 folder, so I have to type PHP 1 slash lesson 1.php. There we go. So basically my lesson 1.php is calling the PHP info. Okay, as you see here, this is the PHP service that is installed in your PC. Okay, so yeah, this is the PHP scripts. Take note, when you start your PHP, you must start off with the opening tag, question mark, and PHP. Very important. Okay, then every line must end with the semicolons. Make sure you save it and run. Okay, so apparently this localhost, meaning that this will give you the path that you store your file. So take note, this is equivalent to XAMPP htdocs. Okay, so this is your folder that you have created just now. Okay, and this is your file that you save under PHP1. Okay. Okay, let's move to the next slide. Okay, this is I already show you how you can see your PHP scripts from the web server. Okay, so we have already shown you here. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next slides here. Okay, this slide will show you, explain you how the PHP script works. So basically, right, as I mentioned just now, this tag and question mark PHP will tell you that, okay, so a browser have to process the PHP scripts, okay, and this is a PHP functions that I call to show you the PHP versions. Okay, so take note, every statement must end with a semicolon. Okay. Okay, next. PHP and HTML. PHP can be used to generate HTML codes to create dynamic pages. But first, we will start by adding the PHP statements into a HTML page. Okay, so let's create a file called lessons2.html. Okay, so you have two choices for my lessons. Okay, so you can download the already pre-written code from my Polymer here. So here we go. This is the PHP MySQL references. Let me show you. Just click and then download the file. Okay, so after downloaded, okay, open the files. Okay, this is the chapter 6 PHP references. Okay, basically what you can do is you just throw in the folder, okay, into the htdocs. Okay, it's already thrown inside. Okay, then from there you can grab the individual lessons. Okay, so now what I'm doing is a lesson number 2. Okay, so if you want to like make use of the reference, you can just copy and paste it. Okay, so just let's copy and paste into the PHP one. Okay, this is our lesson number 2. Okay, so this lesson number 2, basically I'm writing a HTML web page. Okay, nothing much. So this is the title of my HTML web page, and I'm just showing you with the welcome screen. Okay, with the welcome text which I formatted to the header 1. and this is a paragraph showing the today date and time. Okay, all these are static components or static page. Okay, so to open the PHP one, so just go to the lessons to file, just right click and go to edit with Notepad++. Then you can see your lesson number 2, and this is a file. Okay, so basically I want you to type something here. Okay, so let's type this welcome H1 followed by a P for paragraph. Today is okay, let's follow exactly from the slides. Okay, January 01, 2014. Okay, remember when you have this opening tag, which is paragraph, you have to close with the closing tag paragraph. Okay, make sure after you have done, click save. Okay, take note, now I'm writing the HTML, so the file name here is HTML. To run your newly created lesson2.html, you can go back to the browser. Okay, type lesson2 here. Okay, now remember you're running on the HTML page, so you have to type HTML extensions, enter. So you see here, welcome is a header 1, it's a quite big size. Okay, header 1 is bigger. If you want to get smaller, it's header 2, 3, 4. If you're getting smaller. Okay, this is today. This is this paragraph. Okay, this is a static HTML web page. Okay. So with that, let me move on to the next slides. Okay, for the next slides, okay, we're going to change this lesson2.html to PHP so that I can add in some dynamic data into the web page. Because HTML, you know, you can only do the static. So I'm going to add in some PHP components. Okay. So to turn this web page PHP page, simply change the extension from HTML to .php. So how? So what you can do is just go to File, Save As. Okay, here lesson 2, right? So just change the .php. There you go. So it become a PHP. As you see here, it become PHP file here. Okay, so let's do some minor adjustment. Okay, now this is the static information. Okay, so we're going to add the dynamic informations of which is date and time. Okay, so shall we add these PHP scripts into our HTML? Okay, with that, let's remove this month and the date and time. So shall we type remember, must start with the tag question mark PHP echo. Echo basically is to show the output in the HTML. Okay, anything you want to output, you just type echo. Okay, date. So what's the date format? Start off with the M, J, Y. Okay, close tag. Remember that there is a semicolon. To quit the PHP, just question mark and then close tag. Okay, so make sure you have to click save. Okay, next, let's go back to the web browser. Now, let's type lessons to PHP. So now you see this is our today date. This is where I created my video. Okay. Okay. So basically what I did just now, this is just explanations. So you can add the dynamic informations into the HTMLs, okay, by adding the PHP scripts here over here. Okay. So basically these echo functions, right? You see the echo functions here. It will help you to output the data informations. Okay. So example, if you want to output a PHP code inside the echo, this is how you can do. Remember, this is the HTML code. You can echo the HTML code using the single quotes here. Okay. Okay, with that, move on to the lesson number 3. Okay, so lesson number 3, right? I'm going to add some PHP functions, okay, into the this PHP code. Okay, so to kick off, okay, what I can do is I just save as a lesson 3. Make sure you have to choose PHP, save. So I need to add this the codes here. So now let's add okay here Okay, so PHP, okay, dollar sign. Okay, this is a variable in Celsius, which is 35.3. Okay, next. Okay, you see the dollar sign, right? It means it's the variables of PHP. So FAHRENHEIT equal to, okay, dollar sign in Celsius, okay, multiply 9 divided by 5 plus 32. Basically, this function will give you the conversions. So let's echo the HTML. Okay, this is a paragraph, remember. So temperature is, okay, this is a join. If you see dot, that means join. Okay, dollar sign is variable in Celsius. Dot is a join for the string join. Okay. Okay, then degree C or again join again in Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit dot join again DGF. Okay, so close the HTML using the P. Okay, followed by semicolon here and followed by a semicolon here. Okay, so after you have completed your PHP script, you have to end the PHP script using this dollar sign and close. Okay, then you save. Okay, so now it's lesson3.php. Okay, so let's run it in the web browser. So change the lesson 2 to lesson 3. There you see. So now temperature is 35.3 and this is calculated in degree Fahrenheit. So basically I plug in the Celsius, okay, value, and then after that I convert it to Fahrenheit using this formula. After that I show this using this echo to display out the degree and the Fahrenheit. Okay, so basically this is a HTML with PHP script, and then I added on another HTML. Okay, so HTML inside PHP inside HTML. Is it okay? Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to the next slides. Okay, so next slide it gives you some explanation that I mentioned along the way. So take note, anything in the PHP with the dollar sign, that means it shows that it's a variables. Okay, and you can do some mathematical calculations with the variables here. Okay, and as you see here, if you want to put some comment, you just have to put 2/. Okay. Okay, remember this dot sign, that means it allows you to combine the string. It's for the string joining the strings together. And this is one string here, and this is a string join, and this is a PHP variables. Okay. Okay, let's talk about the functions. PHP has a function just like most modern programming languages, and functions allow you to reuse a code, and functions allow you to make your code more readable. Okay, this lesson number 4 show you how to utilize functions in the PHP. Okay, so let's get started off with the new PHP script called lesson 4. Just click onto this new. Okay, let me save as now lesson 3, right? So let me lesson 4 dot, remember you must type PHP. Okay, so let's get started with the PHP functions, name called convert C to F. Okay, dollar sign temperature. Okay, first variable is Fahrenheit equal to dollar sign temperature multiply 9 divided by 5 plus 32. Okay, then return the value dollar sign FA Fahrenheit. Remember to close with the semicolon. Okay, next. So after you have completed the PHP, you can simply using this to close it. or you can continue write your PHP script here. Okay, so I leave it to you, but for my example, just show you that I can write PHP in two different places, then I can combine into one. So here I can write one more PHP here. So let me close this. Okay, so $sign in Celsius. So basically I'm writing a variable which is 35.3. Okay, next $sign in Fahrenheit equal to, okay, now I'm calling the convert C to F. See that the function came in now, $sign in Celsius. Okay, so after call the functions, then I can just echo. Again, this is the echo the HTML code. So P is a paragraph. So again, temperature is $sign in Celsius. Join single quote degree C, or okay, join $sign in Fahrenheit. Join okay the single quote DG Fahrenheit dot. Okay, let's close the paragraph P. Okay, then since the echo have this single quote, so I will write single quote here. Okay, that's it. Okay, so let's save the lesson 4 PHP. Okay, now let's go back to this browser. Let's type lesson 4. There you go. Okay, so basically this code, this lesson 4 will teach you how to write simple functions inside the PHP, and then you can call or you can reuse the functions from another PHP script here. Is it okay? So just to show you, I can also put this inside here. Okay, let me save. Okay, now I click save here. Control S, you can use it to save the Notepad++. Just with that, enter. Okay, it's the same. Okay. Okay, next I'm going to show you how we can pull the weather informations from the public sources such as Yahoo. Okay, from our PHP. So with that, let's move on to lesson 5. Okay, this lesson 5 basically will show you how to pull the data out from public API and then display out to the web page. Okay, so okay, here you see here. Okay, this is the PHP code. Okay, for this lesson 5. Okay, so for lesson 5, you can either type the code or you can get from here. Okay, chapter 6 PHP MySQL reference. Copy this lesson number 5 and then paste it over to the PHP one. Okay, paste it over here. Okay, so you don't need to type. So basically how this code works is that, okay, first I set the URL for the API call. So as a variable call base URL. After that, I do a MySQL query and then set the location, which is Singapore. Okay, my current locations, okay, SG. After that, I use this base URL. Okay, then this query URL encode query. So I just following the Yahoo API format. Okay, then YQL query. This is from here. I get the query from this here, this statement. I put it into the encoder. Okay, so then send it to this API. So basically, you have to follow this format to pull the information from the API. Okay, after that, so you get the data call using the car. So after that, then you get the data, then convert it into the JSON. Okay. So basically, whatever you receive is in the JSON format. So it's easier for you to call, example, data informations from the JSON like this. Okay. So for JSON, I think we have covered in our chapter 5. Okay. So basically, JSON has arrays and objects. Okay. So example, basically to get the current temperature, right? I just pull up from the example object query result channel. Okay, these are the let me see. These are the objects here. So I'm just pulling the objects all the way that I'm getting the temperature data. Okay. After that, I return to these functions. Okay, next this is to get the weather, current weather conditions. Okay, also same thing, using the JSON to call the data of the current conditions. Then this is the functions for conversions, is what we have did in our lesson number 4. Okay, so after that, I use the echo to display to the web browser. Okay, so basically I'm displaying the Fahrenheit to Celsius functions. Basically, this will return the Celsius data, temperature in the Celsius, then followed by the current weather conditions. Okay, next, after you have typed or you copy the lesson 5, okay, let's display the lesson 5 of PHP on the web browser. So as you see here, this is the current temperature reading from the Yahoo API. Then this is the weather conditions, thunderstorms in Singapore. Okay. Okay, next, let's play with some control segments. Okay, so which we have covered in Java as well. Okay, control segment you can use if else, while loop, do while, for loops, for each loops, and continue and breaks. Okay, these are the control segments. You can do some comparison. Okay, you can do like example, something equal to something, return something, something identical, something not equal, something like less than or greater than. Okay, you can do all these condition checkings in the PHP as well. Okay, let's check it out. Okay, let's write a simple PHP script here. Okay, now, okay, let's do something. Okay, let's copy the lesson 5 PHP to lesson 5a. So I'm going to create a save as. Okay, so let's go back to the PHP one. 5, which I changed it to lesson 5a dot PHP. So now I'm saving as a new file named 5a. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to add this line, echo p. Basically, I'm going to create a one paragraph between this echo and this echo. Okay, I'm going to type a variable called temp in C equal to Fahrenheit to Celsius, get current temperature, $sign PHP OBJ. Okay, so make sure to close with brackets here, and then semicolon. Okay, now I'm going to do the if else check. Okay, so now temperature in C is now greater than 30. I'll echo it is a hot day. Remember to close using semicolon. Okay, then else I'm going to echo it is a nice day. Okay, so I'm going to add this if else statement here. So I'm going to echo the check the conditions. I'm echo out the weather or the conditions. Okay, here. Okay, so just now remember we have a temperature of 27.7777 degrees. So I think we are hoping to see this. It is a nice day. Let's take a look. Okay, after you have typed and saved, right? Then after that, go to the web browser here. Just type 5a.php, and then you see it's a nice day. It's calling this echo. Okay. Okay, next, move on to the next slides here. Okay, called HTML forms. This is for lesson number 6. So what are the forms? Forms are commonly used in the websites. Example, to key in your user informations, retrieve some data, example. And use to interact with the user. Example, this is a form for the HTML. Okay, so this is the HTML code, and this is the form sessions. So this form is a tag here. So remember, if you have forms opening tag, this must have a closing tag. Okay, this is the actions. So that means when your user click the submit button, example here, it will call this PHP code. Okay, and this is a method to send the data. Okay, you can either use get, post. Okay, so and this is the name, the label of the input text box here. Okay, type is the text data that accepting. Then name. Okay, so this is a name. It's a name here, name of the input text. Then there is a submit button here. Okay, this is for submit button. It's another input tag. This is a submit button. The value is the submit. Okay, so okay, let's get the lesson 6 from the references. Okay, let me just copy this lesson 6 to the PHP one. Okay, so let's open with the Notepad++, edit with Notepad++. Okay, there we go. So basically what you have is the name. Okay, and then the submit button. Okay, so here I may have more data here, so let's take a look more furthermore here. Okay, so this I already explained to you just now. So what is the input type, what are the submit buttons here, okay, and what is the method to send data, pass data to the particular web. Okay, so here I'm using the get to pass to this process 6 of PHP. Okay, so let's do a form exercise. Okay, now let's create and open this lesson 6.html. So this I already opened. Okay, so you have to type in this input from slide 35. Replace this comment with the code line. Okay, code line here. So let's input type is equal to submit name. Okay, name equal to contact form. Okay, contact form value equal to submit. Okay, then you got this form. Okay, close that. Okay, so basically in this HTML form it has email, name, email, gender, male, male, females. Okay, this is a radio. This is radio checkbox. Okay, and then followed by the text area for comment, and you have this submit button. Okay, basically when you click submit, it will call this process 6 of PHP. So you need this process 6 of PHP here. This is the one. So basically this process 6 will get the contact forms which you send from here, pass it over to this this process 6 of PHP. Okay, so after that, then you will get the username, email, gender, comments from this form. Then it will get pass the data using the get. Remember, get here. So I need to use a get. If you pass here using post, you have to grab the data using post. Okay. So after you get all the user data, after that, then we use the echo to display out the username, email, gender, and comments and so on. Okay. So now either you can type this process 6 of PHP and inside the PHP folder, or you can copy from my reference. Okay. So now I don't have the process 6. So let's copy the process 6 from the reference. Process 6. Okay. Control C. Let me see. PHP 1. Control V. Process 6. So without this file, I cannot pass the data to here. Okay. So now, let me save the file. Okay. So now, go back to the web browser. Let's call lesson 6. Okay. Now I'm running on the HTML. Call HTML. Then you see here, I have a name here. Let's say I put Joe at abc.com. So I type mail, comment, hello from. So when I click submit, it will call this process of PHP. Pass the data using get method. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, now this is how you can check the information here. This error information. So this is something problem with the syntax error. The error is in the process 6. So let's take a look at the process 6 here. Okay, process 6 here. Let's double click open. Okay, so replace this comment with the code line from the slide 36. So you have to change something. Don't forget. So where is our data here? So our data is so I have to do some checking. Okay, replace this comment. If $, get. So this is contact form. So contact form is equal submit. Okay, so closing bracket. should be here. Okay, so you have to type this if comparator here. So remember, so this contact form, right, and I type here, it must be matched with this contact form here. If it doesn't match, you will not get. Okay, so it must be matched. So yeah, make sure to remove away the replace something one. Okay, remove away and then replace with this line, and make sure you save. Okay, now this is line 2, right? This is line 2 here, so I solved the problem. So now let's go back to here, submit. Okay, now you see here, and define variable username. So here there's a username. Okay, okay, now the username, there is an error here. Okay, let's check it out. In line 6, line number 6 here. Okay, now we didn't get the username here, so that's why it showed that username is undefined variable. I never grab any username here. So let's add something. Okay, let's add user name equal to, okay, so basically I'm getting username from here. So, and this is a code, this is a username here. Okay, so I need to type the username is equal to $get name and semicolon. Okay, so now then your username is being declared, and then you can use it. If you don't use it, you will call it as an undefined variable. Okay, now let's save again. Okay, so let's submit. So now you see the error has been gone. Okay, so now I roughly teach you how to do some basic troubleshootings, okay, with PHP. Okay, so now we have completed the lesson 6 here. Okay, so there we go. This is what we see the output. Okay. Okay, next. Okay, I already explained to you what the PHP scripts call the process, and the lesson 6 how they bring send data over to process 6. This is the brief details. You can go through by yourself. Okay, so okay. To make sure when you pass the data, right, example here name should be the same. Here is gender, here should be gender. Here comments, here should be comments. Okay, so the name of your the input is very important. Okay. Okay, final points of PHP. So now we only cover very basic in this our chapter 6 here. So for the advanced topic, you can go to this URL, then you can do a more you can explore more, okay, about the PHP. Okay, now let's talk about the database. A database is information that organized in the rows and columns in such a way that a computer can quickly retrieve and understand the data. Okay, planning is needed to retrieve or design your database. Okay, you must always optimize your database so that it will use less data, okay, in any circumstances. Okay, so in today our chapter 6, we only look at how to set up the database in MySQL, and we learn how to use PHP to write read data to and from it. Okay, so MySQL, so it's a relational database management systems. It has rows and columns. As a database that contains one or more tables, which has the dynamic relationships. And MySQL can execute query language, allows user to extract data in different formats, such as JSONs or text, etc. It can run on many platforms like Windows, Linux, or Mac OS. So today we learn how to use GUI called PHP on your right hand side here to create or to manage the database. Okay, so let's get started off with the PHP So this is the PHP GUI management console. Okay, so on the left hand side you see a list of databases. Okay, let's go down. Okay, now let's create a new users. Okay, this is the older version of PHP So the newer version, okay, they change from users to user count. So let's click onto this. Okay, let's click add new user. Okay, so what is the username here? Okay, let's follow these slides. Username is PHP student. Okay, so host local. So I'm using localhost. Of course, you can change for any host. I mean, you can allow to access the database from any IP addresses. So for today, we just choose local. So password, let's set it to password. So it's very important. If you set password wrongly, you cannot connect to the database. Okay, so After that, okay, then you can select this data. You are going to do select, insert, or update, delete. Or if you want to do like check all, you will check all. Okay, initially they will check all the user access. Okay, so it depends on the security settings. So today I just click check all. Just click go. Okay, password and the same. If password type wrongly, you have to retype. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's create a new user. So to create new user, go to user account here. Okay, then after that, click add new user. Okay, so here, okay, let's type PHP M student. Okay, any host, change it to local. Okay, any host meaning you can allow from the particular IP address or any IP address. So for today, we just choose local. Local means only local can access. Okay, so this is a local guy. This PHP M student is a local user. Okay, so password. Okay, we set it to PASSWORD password. PASSWORD password. Okay, so next, let's set the privilege for these users. So basically, you can do check all. They will check all for you, or you can check to the particular the function that you want to do. You can select, take data out, insert, you can put data in, update, you can make changes, you can delete, you can remove the query, you can remove the data. Okay, so after you have done, either you click check all or select the particular functions here. I leave it to you guys. Okay, so after finish, make sure you must click go. So click the go button here. Okay, next. So now new user has been added. Okay, now show you how to create a new database. For that, let's click onto this database. Okay, type the database name called testdb. Okay, then collections, choose UTF-8. Okay, UTF-8 should be around below here. UTF-8 here, general CI. Okay, so anyway, you can choose any text format that you like. So I just choose UTF general CI. Just create. So now database has been created. So it's created as a testdb. So you see on the left hand side. So next, I'm going to show you how you can create a table. Okay, let's create a table called table 1. Table 1, and you can select how many columns you want to create. Anyway, you can change the column after you have created. You can expand or you can remove. You can do it later on. Okay, so just now I set it to 5 first, and make sure click go on. Okay, so what are the information I need to type? Okay, ID, name, email, gender, and comments. So what are the variable types? Integer, varchar, and another varchar. Okay, length for this is 11, 100, 255, gender 1, and 255. Okay, next. Okay, let's move on to the left, on the right hand side here. Okay, then here in the null value, the emails and the comments. Okay, can I have a null here? Okay, put null here. Then here, auto increment, yes, check. Index primary key, click go. Okay, after click finish, you have to save and is it save? Let me see where. Okay, this is a save. Okay, if there is no error, okay, you can see your table that you have created. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Okay, now let me show you how you can insert the data to the database. Okay, let's go to this insert tab. Let's create a Elmo. Okay, so this one I must type. Okay, so Elmo at maybe sv.edu.sg. Okay, just random type mail. Okay, I am red. Okay, and then click go. Okay, now you see click on the table 1, you can see the name is being added. I am red, Elmo, gender. Okay, you can also click browse button here to view your data here. Okay, so this is how you can see your data. Okay, next we're going to use this HTML form that you have created in lesson 6. Okay, then I'm going to add PHP SQL queries to insert data to the database dynamically. Okay, so basically you need to add these PHP statements. Basically this define part is to define all your user informations, your local host, which is your host name of your PHP and MySQL, and then this is a database name. Okay, all these information are correct. You can just basically pass this data to the MySQL connections, and then this if else we check the MySQL any error. If there is any error, they'll show you the error. If no error, they will show then it will show you echo you the successful connections. Okay, so basically you got to add this code to the process 6. So yeah, you have to add this into the process 6. So you can grab the process 6 from here. Okay, or you can also get the process 6a, which is a modified versions of the inserts SQL statements here. Okay, this is your this is previously, remember in our lesson 6 we have grab the data which is name, email, gender, then remove away the echoes. Okay, so after remove echo, right, what I did, I add the query here. Basically this query is to grab the data from username, user email, after that insert into the table 1. Okay, so yeah, and take note in your lesson 6, right, previously we pointed to the lesson process 6. So now you have to add 6a. So 6a must point it to the here. 6a is here. Okay, if you still point to 6, right, it will just do the what? Do the echo. Okay. So make sure change to 6a and click save. Okay. So after that, okay, let's go back to your web browser. Okay. So browser. Okay. Where is the lesson 6? This is lesson 6. Okay. Make sure you have to click refresh so that it will take the last updated file. Let's see. Let's add maybe a joe@sp.edu.sg. Okay, I put mail. Okay, so comments are, hey, I'm Joe. So submit. So you see successful connection to MySQL database. Row successfully added. There you can see just either click browse button or click here. Okay, so you see here Joe is being added. Okay, so you can just go back to the lesson 6. You can keep on adding the information. Maybe PHP. Okay, let's add one more. PHP. Okay, IM2. Submit. So now it's added successfully. So now let's click on the table, and then you can see the new data came into the table. Okay, well, okay, let's move on to the next slides. So insert data has been done. So now you can see the newly added data on your table. Okay, next we'll learn how to display data from the database to the web browser. Okay, so just highlight to you. Remember in our query, in our notepad here, we use the insert query. Okay, basically to put the data into database. And then next we learn how to pull the data using the select queries. Okay, so to display data, basically what I'm going to do is that I'm going to create a new form called lesson 7. Either you can type it or same thing. You can grab it from my reference material. The process 7 PHP. Okay, here lesson 7 HTML. Okay, so let me copy this file. Okay, then go to the PHP one, paste over, change this to lesson 7. Okay, so this is basically HTML code. Okay, so this is PHP 7. Okay, so next, so now go to PHP 1. Sorry, right click, edit notepad. So basically, this is the HTML forms. Okay, so it will call the process 7. Okay, and then it will send the user data as a lesson 6. It's similar, sending name, email, gender, okay, and then the comment and so on. Okay, this is the process 7. Okay, now I don't have any process 7 here. Let's look at the menu here. So they go into the process 7. Change the PHP file to process 7 of PHP. Okay, so now Okay, what is extracting here? Okay, there is something called display data. Okay, so now after I've created the lesson 7, right? So let's call this lesson 7. Now you see I have a new button called display data, which is basically come out from this form statements, input type, submit, display data. Okay. Okay, now process 7.php. Okay, so where is the process 7.php? Okay, so this is the process 7. Okay, so basically we just need to add this okay, this form display data. So basically I get the contact form which is equal to display data. Okay, then after that, then I will create the query to select the data from the table 1. After that, I receive the result. Then result has been fetched. Use a while loop to fetch the data. Okay, so after that, then I push the data to the echo. Okay, in the table format. Okay, this is tr is a table row, dd is the dir is the table rows. So row by row, this is cells, columns, id, name, emails, gender, comments. Okay, so process 7. Okay, let's go to process 7 here. Okay, chapter 6. Process 7 is here. Let's copy. Okay, then PHP 1. Okay, so change it to process 7. Okay, let me open out and show you. Okay, this is process 7. Okay, as you know, this is for the connect to database part. Okay, very important. And this is basically to insert data to database. Okay, and okay, this is okay. So here for display data. So let me show you lesson 7. Okay, the value display data capturing from here. Okay, so if users click submit, it will just go to the submit. Okay, submit. Okay, but if user click the display data, it will not go to here. It will go to the this else if. Okay, basically it will do what? It will display out the data from the table 1, fetch the data using this query, these statements. Okay, after that, use a while loop to fetch. Okay, row by row. Okay, after that, show into the table format. Okay, so let's. Okay, after you have copy paste the process 7 into PHP 1, right? Make sure this one must be point to PHP 7, process 7.php. Okay, so make sure you have saved your PHP. Yeah, save ready. So go back to your context. Okay, just refresh. Make sure you must refresh the page, right? Display data. So now you see from your process 7, you can display out the data here. Okay, again, this is using the select queries. Okay, next. Okay, last part possibly, lesson number 8. Okay. So I did already explain how the code works. So yeah, let me skip on to this part. Okay, lesson number 7 is over. So now is okay. Let me introduce some statements. Okay, example, right? This is the one that I use for to query out these user information, user data. Basically, from this select statement, I have no filtering. Okay, I just put everything, ID, email, name, everything. So what if I want to put particular columns only? So I can do so by using just filter out by using ID name. So that your fetching of data will be much easier. If you know that you want this particular columns, you can just pull that. Okay, and you can also count how many rows are in the tables. You can count also. Okay, you can do some limit. You can show how many data you want to show, and then you can also set. Okay, you can also order the table. Okay, example, this table by name with descending order. You can also filter by using hey, I just want the ID number 1, so you can filter using this also. Okay, so you can play a lot of like select statements. Okay. Okay, next, our last part of the lessons is okay, lesson 8. Okay, which we are going to create HTML page, which will be sent, or we should be pass it to process 8. Then we do some updates. Okay, so we can change the data stored in the MySQL database using the update command. Now we learn third query called update. Okay, we can also show delete or remove the data using delete command also. Okay, so which should be covered in lesson 8. So in this lesson number 8, So basically it has a lesson 8.html. So it has a input type, okay, and you can do search. You can search, okay. So that means you can just enter the name, example maybe Joe, and you can click search. Okay, when you click search, you go to process 8. Okay, process 8, okay, which is here. Okay, this is a process 8. Same thing, process 8, you have to first connect the database. Okay, and then you get the search search forms from the lesson 8. Okay, after that, then you get the username, and then you do a select queries. You query out, and then you fetch data, you fetch data out. Okay, then you show it to this query here. Sorry, this form here. Okay, so let's run this. Okay, lesson 8. So now you can either type the lesson 8 or you can grab from lesson 8 from here. So I need the process 8, updated 8, and the lesson 8 here. Let me copy these 3 files. Remember these 3 files, copy, paste it into the PHP one. Okay, paste into here. Okay, so now let's open up lesson 8. Basically in this lesson 8, okay, you have to type something here. You have to type from slide 62. Okay, you have to type 62 here. Okay, here. This exercise for you. Okay, body. So this is a form actions. We will go to process 8.php method equal to get. Okay, then first I have name. Break, BR is to break your lines. Okay. Okay, BR. Input type, text, name. Remember this name will be sent to the get later on, and this BR is to create a break line. Okay, so that means equal to BR, that means there are two separate lines. Okay. Okay, next input type, submit. So if you use submit, it will create into a button, submit button. Okay, name, contact form, value equal to search. Okay, there you go. So after that, save. So now let's open up the lesson 8 HTML. Okay, there you go. It's a name search. So when you click search, it will call this process 8. Okay, now let's open up the process 8. Okay, in the process 8 here, basically you do the database connections. After that, you get the name from the search, then you create a query. So let's write the query command here. Okay, query command should be inside the process 8. Let's edit with Notepad++. Okay, where is my forms? Okay, here. So you need to add something. Okay, process 8. Okay, here you have to add the queries. Okay, so this is a query. So $, query equal to select star from table 1 where name is equal to $, user underscore name. So this is USR, not user, USR. Okay, so basically you pull the username query. After that, it will show you the results. Make sure you must end with a semicolon. After that, click save. Okay, my process is over, done. So after that, it will give you these forms actions. Okay, this will go to this basically will grab the data from this PHP, and the value come from this here. Example, username come from this username, and user email here, user gender, user comments. Okay, so click save. Okay, now let's go to name, Joe, search. So now you see Joe data has been fetched. Okay, now here I have updates and delete buttons here in my process a.php. Let's take a look. Okay, I have updates and the delete. Okay, both are submit button, so both go with the value is updates and the delete. So this will call updated h.php. So here we go. This updated a.php. Again, basically this will this part is to do the database connections. Okay, and next this is where you receive the forms from get method, right? So this is when you click the update button. So when you click update buttons, okay, you have to write the update queries. Let's write the update queries here. So here replace. Okay, so $, query is equal to update table 1 set email equal to USR email, comma, gender equal to $, USR gender. What else? Okay, gender, comma. We have comments equal to $, USR comments. Okay, USR not CP yet. USR comments. Okay, be small. Okay, comma. No more comma. Where name is equal to $USR name. So remember, it must end with a semicolon. Okay, basically, I update the data that user have made changes from this form, from the update forms. Okay, this is the update forms here. This is update form. Okay, it's an update here. Okay, so receive the data from update. After that, I use the update query to set the particular information, which is username, user email, gender, and comment. Where the query, where the filter is where username. Example, right? If Joe name is being selected in the updates, right? So it only change to the Joe's row, okay, in the table. Okay. Next, this is for updates. Next, maybe the last one for the delete. Delete is quite straightforward. $, query equal to delete. Okay, you can either use small letter or capital letter, doesn't matter. From, or you can use capital letter, doesn't matter. Table 1, where name is equal to USR. Okay, if you don't put where, right, for the delete statement, if you forget to put where, right, it's very dangerous. You will delete everything. So make sure you have to put the filter. Okay. With that, click save. So now I have edited the queries of updates and the delete. So now let's move on to the sample here. Now, okay, after you have saved, right, you have to click refresh. Now I have Joe here. So when I click update, example, let me change this to maybe Joe Young. So update. So it's being updated. So now, you see, so now let's go back to this. Okay, search. Search. Now you see, change to Joe Young. Okay, now let's say I click delete button. Okay, it's deleted successfully. Let's go back. So now I click search Joe, right? It doesn't show anymore. So that means Joe is being deleted. Okay, cool. So now we have learned how to use insert query, select query, update query, and delete queries. Okay, so I know you know how to use all these query in the proper scenario. Okay, so with that, let me end my slides here. If you want to learn more about PHP and MySQL, you can go to these particular web pages, okay, to learn, to upgrade your knowledge. Okay, with that, let me end my videos and wish you all the best. See you again. Goodbye.